believe in God. What is belief? And it could seem like a very light and simple thing, like when someone says, I believe in God, it's just them believing or praying to. Believing in God is not praying, is not worshiping or praising God. It has never been that. Believing in God is believing in the existence of God. And yes, you could be praying to God because you have some faith or some kind of belief that goes by you acknowledging the existence of God. But we cannot acknowledge God through, we cannot believe in God by acknowledging Him through prayers. In fact, the word prayer itself does not acknowledge God, because prayer, what prayer means? Prayer means to beg, to ask, to plead, or to beg. That is a prayer. It does not make someone to have a belief of God, because it is just asking, it's about begging. Therefore, what is belief? When we say we believe in God, what is that believing in God? To my understanding or my perception is that belief in God, or that believing in God, is believing in the existence of God. That God exists. Not just believing, just God exists. It is not as simple as that. It's not as easy as that, because it is horrific, it is terrific. I say it is horrific and it is terrific because to come into believing of God, we have to realize God in existence. To believe in God is believing in existence of God. And for us to come to that believing in existence of God, we have to come to the realization of existence of God in the existence itself. In existence. Or I could say, I could put it simply like this, like believing in God is believing in existence of God. It is realization of God in existence. Realization of God, to realize. You cannot believe anything which you haven't realized. Anything that is outside the boundaries of your realization, you can never believe that. You have to come to the realization of that first. When I say that line we like speaking of, that I believe in God, I am a believer. Believing in God is terrific and horrific. The reason why I say that is because realizing God in existence is something hard for every human. For each and every human, realizing God in existence. Existence is what life is. When we say believing in God is believing in existence of God, which is realizing God in existence, realizing God in life. It's not an easy thing. And as much as we proclaim that we are believers or we believe in God, 99% of humanity, they do not believe in God, because they have never realized God in existence. What is this realization of God? Realization of God is knowing that God is. Realization realization of God in existence is knowing that God is. It is called the knowing. Knowing is above belief. Knowing a belief, when someone comes with their belief, they can convince you. Or if you are working with a belief, someone else can come with another belief and convince you can leave this belief and follow the other belief. But the knowing can never be shaken. It is firmly grounded. So the knowing that God is. What is the knowing of that God is? The knowing that God is the knowing that all what exists is God. Nothing else exists in this universe. Nothing else exists. This knowing that God is, it means nothing else exists in the universe or the creation but God. Why do we say nothing else exists but God only? While we are seeing good things, bad things, good, evil, things which are full of darkness, other things which are full of light. Knowing that God is means that whatever we are seeing, either good or bad, full of darkness or full of light, pleasing or unpleasing, are all from God, are all created by God. The good book says, this good book says that God actually, in one of the good books, God actually says that I create good, I create light and I create darkness. I bring good and evil. I, the Lord God, doeth them all. Boldly. Therefore, only God exists, because whatever exists here is of darkness, is either of darkness or of light. The only two polarities which are in existence: darkness, light, and darkness. And these two polarities actually is what we call as darkness. In these two polarities is what many people in religion would call as evil, devil, Satan, things of evil, temptations of Satan's, this and that. But again, darkness, evil, devil, Satan is not a higher power. Darkness, evil, Satan are in that category of darkness, which its opposite is light. These two things, two polarities, there is a source of that. That source which says, I create good, I create evil, I do it them all. It is above there. Then it creates the two parts, light and darkness, good and evil, and then it stands there and proclaims that I have done this, them all. Therefore, believing in God, realizing God, knowing that God is horrific and terrifying, and it can be traumatic, because that knowing of that God is not biased. that God is here because I am seeing the light. I'm seeing good things. And is not here where I'm seeing bad circumstances and bad things. That knowing that God is, realization of God in the kingdom. God cannot be realized only in good circumstances, in good people and good situations. God can be realized, must be realized, or should be realized in both two aspects which he proclaimed that he does them all. Realizing in the two polarities the existence of God. It is horrific to believe in God because you have to believe that God also exists in the people you hate, dislike, you can't forgive, in the negative people, in the evil people, in circumstances where God seems absent. In circumstances and situations and people where God seems absent, or where those things seems to be not part of God. Because there is nothing in the universe which is not part of God. Nothing exists outside of God. Everything exists within God. What exists within God is the universe. What exists within God is existence. Is what life is. That which is existence must first have exited from somewhere. That's why it becomes existence. Where everything exited from to become into existence is what God is. This is what believing in God is. It's not about singing to God. It's not about praising God. It's not about praying to God. It's not about worshiping God. You cannot worship God or pray to God while you denied Him. Because in those negative circumstances, situations, conditions, and people where you deny God, where those circumstances where you separate yourselves from because of denial of God in them, you have to know that you have denied God. When you deny God in His opposite face, the other face which you prefer does not exist. This is a polarized universe. If you deny any aspect, the opposite of that does not exist in your reality. If you deny darkness, light does not exist, because light itself is defined by darkness, and darkness is defined by light. You can never define light in the absence of darkness. You can never define darkness in the absence of light. You can never define good in the absence of evil. You can never define evil in the absence of good. Each and every aspect is defined by its opposite. That is not this, it's not that, it's this. That